Everybody shame. Everybody groove.
In the system.
Everybody shame.
It's a test run. Clearly a test run. Rumble Studios.
Mary, Mary, you're on my mind. The folks are going, the place is all mine. Mary, Mary, I wanna be with you.
You're listening to The Morning Show with Ky and Friends, live from Cleveland, Ohio, as well as some other mystery locations. Brought to you by Catalano TV. Start your day with a chuckle and a laugh with Ky Brancaccio and Friends. Let's get ready to rock and roll, baby.
Sing my song. Ronnie Baroni is gonna be there too.
And welcome to the morning show test stream on a wonderful Sunday morning on Rumble Studios. We are trying out Rumble Studios for the morning show. Obviously not broadcasting to our normal locations, but that is simply a formality. We're just running a test here. We will have 0 views on this video. That's all right, because we're testing out the Rumble Studios at this time. We're trying to see if how it performs. We've got videos that we run. Clearly, I selected the wrong video. I was running the outro, and then I had to change it to the intro. Also, we will make some notes on this broadcast as well for our own personal reasons. And those reasons being that I will run a video on Rumble Studio. It will actually play and broadcast live to the audience ahead of that which it shows me. So in other words, when that say an intro to the morning show ends, the video will still be playing on my screen. So once that video ends, there will be a lag between when that video ends and I start talking. And so these are some of the challenges trying to work through on Rumble. Now, that may be because the video was just recently uploaded and it takes time. I don't know. I can't make a legitimate reason that I could understand why, but you try to use your imagination as to what could cause that issue to happen. Anyway, so this is one of the backgrounds that we have for the morning show here on Rumble Studios. And we have another background, something like this, which is a looped background video. And I think it's quite nice, actually. And the interesting things about Rumble Studio is the icon does not present. It doesn't show up while we're talking. So it's kind of interesting. Actually, I can put it like this. And I still see... I think it's because I don't have actual camera running. Once I get an emoji going, it will show. But anyways, this is a nice background, and we are going to run another video on this test run of the morning show stream on Rumble Studios on a Sunday morning where I have not yet had all the coffee that I need. So let's roll with the story on the adventures of Brother Joseph Samuel.
Brother Joseph Samuel. Yes. But we ask you, Brother Joseph Samuel, teacher, why is it you sit with the unclean? Why? Why, teacher? Joseph Samuel responds, I sit with the unclean brothers so that the unclean may become cleansed. Joseph Samuel, why do you enter into the jackal's den? Joseph Samuel says, I did enter into the jackal's den. I fed the jackals. I quenched their thirst. And the jackals were content. And the jackals had a chance to learn that which is good. And they asked Brother Joseph Samuel, but why, teacher? Why spend time with the jackals, those with holes in their soul, those who have this unnerving stench about them, and the entire jackal's den has this repulsive stench, Brother Joseph Samuel? Well, brothers, I did enter the jackal's realm, and I left the jackal's realm miraculously without the vulgar stench of the jackals. Yes. And so the jackals' thirst was quenched and their hunger was satisfied. And so Joseph Samuel left, and one of the jackals cried out, I hate God! Because the jackals' thirst and hunger were quenched. However, the jackals' souls were still empty and full of holes. Joseph says, we have more work to do here, brothers. Our work still is yet to come. And that is today's story of Joseph Samuel entering the den of filthy sewage jackals. Yes.
When that ends.
Okay.
And welcome back. There seems to be a lag while we run the video. From my side, the video, I will hear the video continue to run while it is finished broadcasting to you. So there's some details to be worked out here. Still on. Forgive me, I'm listening to the end of the adventures of Brother Joseph Samuel on my side here, while it has already ended on yours. And listen, I'm delighted to see a couple of friends in here, even though no one subscribes to this channel, and we're running a test run for Rumble Studios. I did contact Joey this morning to see if we had a account for the main channel, and I don't believe he does, and I didn't want to wake him up to find out. So anyways, we're running this test run here, and I have similar challenges that I noticed before. Hey, I got some folks in here. Let me get to the comments, by the way, because we got some dear friends in here, and I really do mean that in the kindest of manners, my dear friends. And Cut of the Jibs, very. I'm trying to play this. I can't get it's not going on screen. What the heck's going on here? Okay, see, I've got more to learn. I tried to play the comments. Cut of the Jib says happy Monday, and here I'm picking it and nothing's happening. Probably something I needed to select in the settings in order to better play those comments. However, I am going to read them, even though I can't seem to put them on screen for some bizarre reason. I am going to go ahead and read. Cut of the Jib. Oops. I clicked too much. Cut of the Jib says happy Monday, which he likes to say every day. then that's fine because it's in keeping with Monday being Lunady, which is rather loony. And doggone it, every day is a little bit loony if you have a sense of humor. So good morning, cut of the jib, uncensored. Good to see you here, man. I'm glad to see that you have a presence on Rumble where you can speak your mind, which you have a gifted mind, and I think it's just wonderful that you can speak your mind on Rumble. Oh, Ky broke Rumble Studio. I didn't break it. It's been broken in some ways, that is. Anyways, in fact, I'm noticing some of the same challenges that I did in the past, actually, where it would play video that you run a drop and it finishes playing for the audience before it finishes playing for you, which really runs into needless gaps in time, which is kind of an awkward broadcast, although you are unable to perceive such unless you have a feedback loop. In other words, another person that is able to tell that there's some strange, unusual lag where one would not anticipate such things. And I am still having challenges with my mouse. Okay, let's stop complaining, Ky. Stop complaining. It's Sunday morning. Cut of the jib. I am making coffee now. Hey, Jake, how you doing, buddy? Jake says, how are you doing today? I am doing great, Jake. I'm delighted to see you, brother. I know Joey said that he had talked to you. I'm glad that he talked to you because you know what? He cares about you. And by the way, Jake, Joey is no longer drinking any Coca-Cola Classic, and he's not eating any ho-hos. I imagine that those are probably not a problem for you, Jake. So go right ahead and enjoy. I actually don't drink that stuff either, or eat that stuff for that matter. But that's just a personal choice in terms of I'm rather odd, and I like to live an evolutionary lifestyle, which I actually have found to be profoundly different and has changed a lot of things for Miss Honeybee. And well, it's a big deal. And I don't want to go into a sidetrack on that, but I have seen so many people's numerous health ailments go away when they change what is on the end of their fork. You let that one sink in. Very bizarre. I am also aware that there are some biblical references to grains, and so it's not necessarily an easy thing for people to maybe consider or examine or test. But I can tell you that I know so many people that have their lives have improved without grains, which is rather strange. But listen to it. Think about how many times you get on your hands and knees, walk into a field, and just try to chew some seeds off of a plant. It's not normal. That's a starvation foods, and so it's normal to see that there may be some ailments that come from consuming things that we weren't evolutionarily evolved to eat. Anyways, so sorry about taking you on that sidetrack there, Jake. I'm delighted to see you in here, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Cut of the jib. I had my first coffee. It's not quite consumed yet, as you can obviously tell. Oh, okay. Cut of the jib. Ky was able to make Joey sound 10 times more Catholic with this story. I don't know. It might have been like a 9.875. I don't know. Listen. That is pretty funny, though. I'm telling you, I love the wittiness of our dear friend Christopher, and I prefer to say Cristoforo, which I hope you don't mind. I think because I think it is just a beautiful name, and well, it echoes of Cristoforo Colombo, which a lot of people hate him too. So I don't know. I'm not saying that people hate you, Cut of the Jib. I'm just saying here's Cristoforo, who's named after obviously our dear Lord and Savior. Anyways, Jake is the person who is a master of Rumble Studio and may need a train session with Jake. You may need a training session with Jake. Yes, well, Jake, let me know if you've had the same type of issues where you run a video drop and it stops playing for the audience, and then there's a odd gap of time between when it finishes playing and you're actually broadcasting. Miss Honeybee's telling me to get a new mouse. She's been great about supporting me for equipment. I bought a Philips mouse, and it is somehow seriously lacking. I thought I'm going to give one more try to it to see if I can't get some type of driver update. I looked, and maybe I didn't look quite hard enough. It just seems hard to believe to me that a large corporation like that would put out, and this happens, okay, because I've seen some engineers at some corporations, but it's just hard to believe that a corporation would put out a product that functions this poorly, because actually it harms the brand. And when you harm the brand, it's hard to get people to come back and buy that. Like, if you've ever bought a product that was a piece of garbage, you're not going to go buy that product again. Just like when I noticed when Apple was slowing down the phone, and this is my opinion, when Apple and there was a verdict against them showing that they were actually doing something wrong, so they had to have payout, but they were slowing down the performance of their product, and that was the incentive for others to upgrade into new products of theirs. Now, just let that sink in for a minute. If the mentality of the management is that they will slow down their older products and try to push people into newer products, tell me if that doesn't sound like the old dying automotive industry to you, because that's exactly what it sounds like to me. It means that they are turning into this large behemoth that no longer can understand what the best interest of the market is. And in fact, if their products that are older are still functioning great and fast because they are sensitive enough to load software that's adequately runs and yet still gets by and does what it needs to do, that means that there are good decision makers there. The opposite is where you realize that this company is interested in their own bottom line at your expense. And that's when I'm like, I'm out. I will not purchase another product from that company. At least that's my take. Jake Hudson is the person who's master. Okay, I read that one. Get a new mouse, please. Okay, I read that. Oh, okay. I know this about this issue. When it comes to Chrome has to get used to the various streaming platforms info, so there are glitches every time you use a new one the first few times. Well, cut to the jib. Dude, don't do that, man. You're awesome. You don't need, don't listen. I owe you, my friend. Please don't do that. You know how I am. I don't like free stuff, and my dear friend has been so kind to us. Really appreciate it. We've got the show today. Let me know, Christopher. Am I invited? I might be kicked off after last week not being able to make it. Let's see. Believe me, it was an extraordinary week. So I got a good reason if we were to have a personal conversation about it. You'd understand. Trust me on that one. But, oh, Lord, here we go. I click something and it goes all the way back to the top. Let's see. I'm going to do Hail Marys now. Oh, that's funny. Listen, I went to Catholic elementary school, and I have done my fair share of Hail Marys. I played football, too, so, a little bit. In the neighborhood. Let's see. Let me try to get through some more of these. Cut the Gypsies, yeah, 100% Apple, and even I think that sucks they did that. Yeah, so, yeah, Christopher, it's one of those things. Listen, brother, appreciate you, man. I owe you. I owe you. You've been a very good friend to me. I really appreciate that, man. There's, Joseph said, Brother Joseph Samuel said some very interesting things the other day. And he was talking about how, when you get into your older years in your 40s, etc., it becomes more of a challenge to make good friends. And I think the emphasis really is on good friends. And for me, I feel as though I have made some really good friends recently, some really good friends. And I can tell you how delighted I am about that. And that's a big deal. That's a big freaking deal to me. So, and by the way, I consider Brother Joseph Samuel is literally like a brother to me. I really love the man. He's just a great person. He's been through so much. I admire everything he's lived through, and you can't help but to love him more to see him dig his heels in as only he can do. And of course, I'm really quite blessed to have my dear friend Cut of the Jib, Jake. I'm delighted you are in here too. I hope you're doing well, Jake. We haven't seen much of you lately on broadcast, and last night, by the way, Jake, we had somebody come in. I think they had a fake handle of you. I did ask Mrs. C to comment. She thought it was a fake handle of you too, and it didn't have a wrench, so I'm pretty sure it wasn't you. So Jake, you let us know if somehow that that was you, because she agreed it wasn't you, and we took that profile out because we don't want people falsely impersonating our dear friend Jake. So let me know, because Jake, there's no way we're going to do that on purpose, buddy. There's no way we're ever going to do that on purpose and remove Jake from a stream and ban or something like that. That's only for people who copy Jake. So just wanted to make that abundantly clear. And Jake, did you have that cat? All right. Of course, you are invited, bro. I'll set it up after my coffee. Yeah, I'm delighted to hear that, Christopher. It's good. I hope Scott's there, man. I got to tell you, I miss seeing Scott. Scott Fitzpatrick, haven't seen him enough, man. He's been missing online. MIA. I hope our guitar buddy's there today. Anyways, I hope he's doing well too. Miss Honeybee, thank you, Cut of the Jib. You're very kind. He is. He's just a delightful human being and a fascinating man, quite frankly. I went to a Catholic elementary school also. Cool. Good Shepherd Elementary School in Cape Coral, Florida. No kidding. Listen, we had some folks that were also Jewish that were in our school, and they, obviously they didn't participate in the religious class, and of course they had more intense religious classes on their own probably than they ever would have in our Catholic school. But if we could all look at how much we have in common with regard to all these peace-loving religions, that it's the human condition has got to improve. Let me just put it that way. Things got to get better. Folks got to be more considerate as to what a bright future entails and how that means working with each other and interacting. Okay. Cut of the Jib. Well, thankfully on Rumble, people have to use their phone number, so people cannot make multiple accounts. Yeah, right. I thought it was a profound statement from you the other day, and then it's less likely to have a surge of trolls on Rumble because, well, bye-bye. You got maybe one or two shots, maybe three or four. See ya, right? Ah, great. Yep, Scott will be there. He says the Guitar Guy is his favorite show to do. That's cool. Christopher, I spent a little bit of time still working on the sound card. I don't see any way around it. I think I might have to get a separate mixer. We'll see. I'm hoping I can find a separate mixer that doesn't require amplification to get guitar and speech and audio from voice audio at the same time. I'm hoping to get something that doesn't require amplification, because that's like an order of magnitude more expensive. If you've noticed, and I'm sure you have. I'm impressed with the equipment that you have, quite frankly, sir. He says, yeah, I am a Jewish convert. I converted in 2010 and got ordained in 2013. And I try and be a bridge between Christians and Jews. And my best friend in town is a Catholic priest. That's fantastic. That's just absolutely fantastic. Listen, like I said, the amount that people have, and obviously you are also converted. So if you had a lot in common with them before, you have even more so now, right? So listen, in the end, good people are going to do what good people do. And if you had the blessings to find Christ in your life and help him to bring you closer, well, I'll be at the best. Okay, yeah. Listen, Christopher, I saw you. You said I use Zoom Live Track L8, and it is great. It is also cheaper than the Rode stuff. I think I got mine for $325. Really? Okay. I thought that I briefly checked, and I thought that that equipment was a lot more expensive than that. So maybe I'm wrong. And that I imagine that has amplification, Christopher. Um, let me know. Anyways, I'm going to end this broadcast. Really, the intentions. I think we've seen that we've got some hiccups here, and maybe some things that we can work through. I'm not sure. I know other folks are certainly broadcasting from here. They may not run drops like we do, and so for that reason, it may be maybe a little bit less of a problematic for them in terms of what they're trying to do. It does seem like I can run this background while talking. I cannot present an icon, but I believe that could be remedied. So anyways, listen, I want to appreciate you all for coming in here. All two of you. I appreciate y'all. Anyways, I'm going to run the end of this broadcast. I think, well, you know what? It's Sunday morning, and doggone it, I need to hear some more adventures of Brother Joseph Samuel. So if you care to listen, stick around. If not, I understand. It's a little redundant, but dear Brother Joseph Samuel's entry into the den of jackals, which is not at all what some people like to believe it is. Anyways, have some fun. I had a lot of fun making it.
Brother Joseph Samuel. Yes. But we ask you, Brother Joseph Samuel, teacher, why is it you sit with the unclean? Why? Why, teacher? Joseph Samuel responds, I sit with the unclean brothers so that the unclean may become cleansed. Joseph Samuel, why do you enter into the jackal's den? Joseph Samuel says, I did enter into the jackal's den. I fed the jackals. I quenched their thirst. And the jackals were content. And the jackals had a chance to learn that which is good. And they asked Brother Joseph Samuel, but why, teacher? Why spend time with the jackals, those with holes in their soul, those who have this unnerving stench about them, and the entire jackal's den has this repulsive stench, Brother Joseph Samuel? Well, brothers, I did enter the jackal's realm, and I left the jackal's realm miraculously without the vulgar stench of the jackals. Yes. And so the jackals' thirst was quenched and their hunger was satisfied. And so Joseph Samuel left, and one of the jackals cried out, I hate God! Because the jackals' thirst and hunger were quenched. However, the jackals' souls were still empty and full of holes. Joseph says we have more work to do here, brothers. Our work still is yet to come. And that is today's story of Joseph Samuel entering the den of filthy sewage jackals. Yes.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. I have the unusual task of listening to this in my headphones while I know it is no longer playing for you. So I appreciate y'all joining us. We're gonna roll out, and if you care to hit the thumbs up, we will see if we can use this platform to broadcast for the morning show on the Catalano TV platforms, and that'll be the next test probably. If we don't do, maybe we might do a few more tests actually with this on the grossly embellished history. So thanks all for tuning in. Have a great Sunday. Get out there, do something that you love today. Celebration of life. It is a gift, and it should not be taken for granted. So thanks all for joining us. Have a great day, and ciao, ci vediamo, l'chaim, nastrovia, skol, cheers.